my whole life motto is just shoot your shot. You never know, right? You never know what can happen. And like the fact that we're talking now is like just a testament that if you just put yourself out there, this shit's possible. So I'm glad that you did that. And I'm obviously my brother's he knows my best interest, and we always want to connect with people no matter who they are. So it's my pleasure. Happy to do it.
And I hope you don't lose touch of that, because you're
Yeah.
literally, dude, you're skyrocketing. So I
Uh,
hope you don't lose touch of
uh,
that, wanting to connect with people.
Definitely. Yeah. Yeah. No, you're right. And no, I don't worry. I'll never lose that. I have the right people around me to kind of keep me grounded and humble, and and in case my head gets a little high. So it's good that you just it's a whole long journey and whole process. It's important to be like self-aware throughout the process, and just make sure that you don't let the ego get to your head, really. So
Right.
yeah.
And how is your energy level today? And congratulations, 100K on
Yeah,
YouTube.
thank you. I appreciate that. Yeah, I feel great. Honestly, I'm waking up. I'm very excited. Because we have a lot of stuff coming up soon for us. So, very motivated, very happy, very excited to just get shit on the road and keep it going, keep it moving forward. And it's just I wouldn't want to do anything else, right? I've been doing this for a long time, and finally, I'm trying to
7 years,
seven and
right?
a half years,
seven
pretty
years, eight
much.
years.
Yeah, yeah. So finally, shit's starting to kind of pick up for us, and it's starting to reap the benefits of the effort that was put in over these years. So it's good. Very happy about where I am.
Well, like when you started it, I'm sure just like anybody who was starting things out, probably the effort must not become that, like it must have not become that visible to people at that
Oh
point,
yeah,
right?
no,
I mean, the,
definitely
the
not.
progress would be extremely slow
Mhm.
and things like this. Really, how did you ever have a moment like, oh my God, you know what? I'm trying and trying, but it's just not working. Do I have to quit? Did you ever have that moment in the last 7.5 years?
Yeah, yeah, for sure. Many times where I would get discouraged, even recently. Sometimes I see my videos don't really hit as much as before. At the beginning, like I wouldn't get any views at all. No one would share my stuff. No one would like it, comment, and it was very easy for me to just give up, right? But I had to believe in myself so much to get to the point where I am now. And
Mm.
that's why I'm even in this position I am now, because I never gave up on myself. And I understand why people would give up, because it was tough. And it's like I never really had a good gauge on if my shit was actually good quality or not. So I just had to keep going, posting more and more and more and more and more, and eventually got to a point now where I have an audience of people who obviously very heavily support my shit, which means a lot to me.
Yes.
And I'm super grateful for that, because without the people watching and supporting, I would also be nowhere, right? So I totally understand that, and that's the whole game. Is like you just got to keep trying.
Like people have accepted now you're in the game. You're like literally inside the arena right now. You're not you're playing inside.
Oh no, I'm like in the first few rows watching the game still. So, but I'll eventually get on the bench. I'll eventually get on the bench, and then I'll be starting on the court too. But no, I like compared to like 2 3 years ago, even like I was outside of the stadium, like waiting at the injury. But now I'm inside, right? So that's the thing. That's a good example too, right? So um,
How does it feel, to be outside of the stadium and then to realize, man, I'm inside the stadium right now?
it was nice to see that spark of like I'm doing the right thing when I did enter the stadium at some point in my career, because I was like, oh, okay, like it's finally working now, and I can taste it. I can taste the next level, and so I just had to keep going, and that actually motivated me a lot more. And obviously now it's such a different position than before that
Mm.
I'm so excited to see what's to come in the future. So
Yeah.
yeah.
When I said that, when I sent you the email, it felt like I battled a fear. Now that you are where you are right now, do you think, can you tell me like what are the things that the insecurities that are no more in place, that you've kind of conquered, the fears that you've
Yeah.
conquered? Do you see any difference right now? Obviously, right?
Yeah, yeah, for sure. Yeah, yeah. Before I would worry about what other people would think of what I'm doing, even like my friends or family or just people, friends of friends or whoever. Uh,
How did you overcome that? That's the thing with every beginner.
yeah,
How do
yeah.
you overcome that?
I just had to believe in myself so much, and I knew my purpose so much that I couldn't allow. other people's thoughts or opinions get into my head, early on, especially because I knew like there's no other option for me. There's no going back, especially because I dropped out of university to pursue all this shit, right? Comedy and acting and everything. I had to go extra more than 100% to prove to myself and to other people that this is the right path for me. And I absolutely am dedicated to the craft. So it's gonna be tough. Like first few years, like there's always doubts. People around me, you can tell, like, oh, how are you gonna make money? How are you gonna do this? Oh, like this is bad or blah blah blah. Blah. It's like that's natural though. You have to go through that phase before you get to the point where I am now, where it's like you're an actual professional now, right? It's like it's
Mm-hmm.
time to fucking be a professional. So,
Man.
yeah, it's all in your mind. It's all in your head. It's all in your head. And another thing, the very important thing that you have to realize is that no one else is in your mind, right? So they can't see the vision that you have for yourself. And that's the most key information here is like you have to go with what you know and what your vision is and just follow that naturally. Like be yourself and have that intuition to know that you're in the right path. Like once you start feeling like you don't like it as much or it's like, you just don't feel like it's the right decision, then you follow that. But for me, I always knew it was a good decision. I just felt it in my bones that I was going to be big one day.
Really, like right when you were like a teenager
Yeah,
or
even younger, yeah.
around that
Even
point?
when I was younger, I was like, I don't know, and when I was younger, I didn't know comedy was a thing, like, that I could do when I was a teenager, but deep inside my body, I always knew, like, I was obviously one of the funniest people around, right? All my friends told me, my classmates, my family, right? I was always the funny guy, but in my heart, deep down, I always felt like, man, like, I always saw other people who are famous or, like, big comedians or big actor or whatever, I was like, "Man, I wish I could do that one day. I wish that could be me one day," and I kept telling myself that over the years. And then finally, when I found comedy, I was like, oh, now it's real. Like now I can actually make that happen. And that's why I'm so dedicated and so confident in my abilities and my skills and my efforts because I know that it's like the potential is there. I just have to work for it. And if I'm gonna do anything, I'm gonna work harder than everybody else around me. And that's what it takes. That's what it takes.
Wow. Through the last 7.5 years, do you remember that point in your life where you felt, wow, I am on the track. Things are going to happen. Things are happening. Like I am
Yeah, yeah,
doing
for
the right
sure.
thing. Do you remember that moment?
Yeah, yeah. Well, I mean, for the first couple of years, I was grinding out like every night. I was going like traveling 2 hours just to do a few stand-up sets downtown, open mics and stuff like that. And it was terrible, right? It's like I was just learning. Like I wasn't that funny yet, like on stage. My jokes weren't that great, but you have to start somewhere. And but then I realized after seeing a bunch of other comedians and I got a good scope of like how other comedians are, I realized intuitively, I was like, "Oh, okay, like I can be way better than a lot of these people." Not that I'm trying to compare myself, it's just that it made it more it was reassuring for myself to know that, okay, I'm on the right path because I'm on par with pretty much everyone here and I could potentially
Yeah.
surpass a lot of these people by just working hard. And that's why I did from the beginning. I never give up. Every day I would work on my shit.
Wow. Your self belief is your power, you know.
I know
I
that's
mean,
it. Yeah.
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 I mean, seeing your other contents, I for sure. I mean, your brother is super supportive, and your mom. Oh my God, we should spend a separate few minutes talking about her. But I think your self belief is just the highlight here. Really, to just keep going, to pushing. Because at the end of the day, yes, our mom can support, our brother can support, sister can support. But at the end of the day, you go to your bed, you wake up. It's your mind. 99% of the time, it's the stuff that you tell yourself that's either stopping you or like pushing you to move to the next
Yeah,
thing.
100%. I totally
Yeah.
agree with that because once again, no one can see your vision but you. You have to be the one to show what you want and what you do. And that way people will understand, "Oh, okay, this guy's serious," or like she knows what she's doing. Or, it's like you have to be the one to kind of prove that for yourself and for others around you. So it's a grind.
So I can't help but notice, but this is normal. This shit happens in social media, of course. In some contents that you put out, there are people who are against it. There are some hate messages and telling them they just don't like, kind of like they just don't agree with your sense of comedy or your sense of
Yeah.
performance and everything. They just can't chill, basically. When you're like trying to do things like with your passion and your
Mhm.
dream, have you ever compromised what you want to do for the sake of
Yeah.
pleasing
No.
other
Yeah,
people?
no. I would never do that because there's a difference between pandering and like catering to a certain audience and kind of doing things that I enjoy doing that other people also like. There's a difference because when people tell me, "Oh, you should do this or you should do that," I never listen to that because if I don't genuinely love it deep down inside myself, then I'm never gonna do it. Like I don't like my main message and my theme of my whole page and my career is like just be yourself, right? Like I always love promoting being authentically yourself. That's the best way to gain success is just by being yourself
Mm.
throughout the whole process. Because that way people will feel that and they will sense it and they will want to support you even more because they see that you're just a human being, right? Which is what I am. Um, but yeah, like there's so many times where people don't agree with my stuff or they get offended. They think I'm racist. They think I'm this. I'm that. I'm like, okay, well, you just don't understand who I am and what my context is.
I feel like as people like you, as you guys are growing and you're reaching different platforms and you're reaching larger crowd, they start to see them as stars and less
Human
like
being.
a
Yeah,
human being, as a
I know.
person. Yeah.
Exactly, and I don't and I wanna get to a point where that never happens, where people think I'm, like, unreachable or untouchable, like, I wanna make sure people know that I'm just one of them, right? I'm just doing what I love to do on a high level, higher than most people, but that's it, like, other than that, like, yeah, I have emotions, I'm sensitive, like, I care deeply about different people or other people and, about my work, it's like I wanna make sure people are enjoying my work and they're laughing and they're having some joy in their day, and, that's what matters to me, so, yeah.
And one thing recently, one of the reasons why you're inspiring me more and more lately, and also your other followers, is your level of consistency.
Mhm.
Actually, there's pretty much like content out every day. There's
Yeah,
some message out every single day.
sure.
Do you like actually work every day? Do you work on it every single day, like you and your team?
Yeah, for sure, yeah, so I'm lucky enough to have a team behind me, like, a couple people, including my brother, my
Okay.
manager, obviously, it's
Mm-hmm.
a really great dynamic for me because I get to focus a lot on my creative side of things, writing, acting, editing, performing, all that stuff, and then, my brother and the other guys, they help with behind the scenes stuff with, like, pushing my stuff forward, like, for YouTube, for instance, we're working on a big show that's dropping actually tonight at 5 PM Eastern Time. And it's exciting, we've been working at this for a few months and, they handle all the stuff behind the scenes of like, handling the edits and like the production and everything like that. And then, my brother handles all the emails and like, he talked to you, right? So he handles all the people that try to like have access to me, right? Because if I do it, it's like too much chaos and I lose focus of my art. But that's why I'm lucky to have my brother around because he handles everything else for me where I don't have to like worry about it and like making deals and all. Right. So
But is it this team, that the small team that you're talking about, is it something that was created just probably in the last 1 year or 2 years or something? Or was this team there right from the start when you basically started
yeah,
sketching
yeah. No
things
one
out?
was there from the beginning. It was just me. All me. No one give a fuck about me until like a couple years ago. But
Because again, like speaking for all the people who are beginners like me, it feels like, oh my God, where do I do? What do I do
yeah,
next? Because like, because you're still not at the point where you can really convey to people like what you
yeah,
really
yeah.
want to do, because you're still figuring things out.
Exactly. And at your stage now, I remember like no one really understood what I really was doing.
Yeah.
I only understood, but even me, like I wasn't completely sure. But that's the point. Like at some
Yeah.
point, it has to start with you first, and then you can add
Mm.
people along the way. And like it was only up until 2.5 years ago where my brother came along this process too, and he started when things started to pick up for me a little bit on my socials, and I realized it was like getting a little busy on like the back end of stuff. Then he kind of came in and like start to like take it seriously for me, and now he's like a massive part of the business, obviously. But and then like last year, a year and a half ago, another guy came on, another guy, and like now it's like a full team of people, and we're continuing to add people around us that truly understand the vision and, who are
Mm.
who all we also are familiar with from before. Like, we have a couple people who I've been friends with or my brother's been friends with, who are good assets to the company, right? So we make sure we vet that process really well, because we don't want people to come on that aren't 100% dedicated to like the grind, and like just like they have to understand what this whole thing is and where it's going. So we're very adamant on like having the proper people around us too. Um, but yeah, like
Mm. It's
very
necessary,
necessary.
right? You need people who are passionate about
100%.
what the
Yeah,
same
same to you.
dream.
At least,
Yeah.
like, if they're not comedians like I am, they have to be just as passionate on their side of things, right? Like, whether it's a graphic designer or a, editor, whatever it is, like filmmaker, you have to be just as passionate as I am in my own, like, lane. So, that's how we operate over here, and, that's why we say no to a lot of people. We say no to a lot of different people because they always want different things, or like they don't align with our values or our brand. And that's another important thing to realize early on, is like, don't be afraid to say no to people, because a lot of people, when they start out just like you, and just like when I started, that you're a pushover. You kind of think like you have to say yes to everything because like you don't want to lose out on opportunities. But the right thing to do is stick with your own integrity and do what you want to do, and have that in mind, and don't let people push you over and walk all over you, because they'll take advantage of you. And I learned that the hard way early on, where I was a yes man. I would be like, oh yeah, I'll take this, yeah, I'll do that, yeah, I'll do that. And it kind of it just kind of you lose that, you lose a part of you a little bit. And I highly recommend.
You kind of lose a part of your parts of your
Yeah, yeah,
dreams,
yeah.
right? When it's in the wrong hands,
Yeah, yeah,
actually.
exactly. And
Yeah.
like you just, I don't know, you just get too distracted, and like you just don't want a lot of outside noise affecting or impacting what you truly want to do. So anyway, I'm way past that stage now, and like I'm good now, obviously with the right people around me. And with your question of consistency, yeah, we work every day. Like every day, I don't have any days off. Like, not that I can't have days off. I just don't like. I love what I'm doing so much that we don't really care to take a whole day off. Like, at the very least, like, I'll
So
take.
you are at the point where it doesn't feel like work. It
Yeah,
doesn't
yeah.
feel like, yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I'm doing things I love. Like, I genuinely enjoy it. Like, I don't like, a lot of people might not like it, but I love it. Like, I'll wake up, I'll meditate, or like I'll come write down in my planner what I'm doing the rest of the day. I write down my journal, and then I'll start like answering comments. I'll answer people on my exclusive club, like everything. And then like I'll start filming videos, I'll edit, I'll write. Like, I'm always just like doing fun shit. So it's like, why would I stop? And I want to build something huge. I'm gonna build an empire, right? So why would I stop now? It's like, now's the time to go harder, because I'm young too, right? We're all young, and like when I'm 50, I'm not gonna want to work as hard as I am now. Like, I wanna have that pace by the time I get older, where I can just kind of like slow down a little bit, right? But right now is the time to fucking grind. It's like the prime years, right? And and that's what a lot of people kind of give up
Mm,
on early on, which is why they'll never be
mm,
successful, or they'll never get to be that Kevin Hart level, or
mm.
Russell Peters, or you know what I mean. So, but I want to be that and more.
This is not a joke. A couple of weeks back, have you watched Joe Rogan's
Yeah, yeah,
interview with
yeah,
Kevin
yeah.
Hart? His podcast, all the two. Oh my God, that is
Yeah, I know.
some
Yeah, this is amazing.
inspirational shit. Really, it's not a joke. I swear. I felt, oh my God, this guy Neema is going to be there at some point in the future. I swear.
Wow,
Because
wow, that
you
means a
can
lot.
really,
Thank
and now
you
speaking with you,
a
it's
lot.
just even more promising what I thought that day.
Wow, that means a lot. I appreciate that. Thank you. Yeah, I'm glad. I'm glad you feel that way, because I feel that way more than anything. So, yeah, I mean, I don't see any other way. I don't see any other option. It's either I get to the top or nothing. So that's it. That's it.
So
You have to
you're like basically ready to go all in, like
all
no
in.
compromise, nothing.
No,
Yeah.
I've been all in since the beginning. I've been all in since the beginning, Priyanka. Like, I want to fucking be the best. I want to do the most shit. I want to tour the world doing stand up. I want to have movies. I want to have my characters doing like Borat style like movies and shit. I want to write for other people. It's like, why not? Life is so short, and you're not doing shit you love. Like, what's the point? I can't bear living till I'm 70 or 80 and then regretting not doing something I wanted to do my whole life just because someone told me I have to work in an office or a desk and shit like that. It's like, fuck that, I got to do what I want to do. So,
Why not? Yeah. How do you measure your success right now? Like your personal success, or like your mental, how do you define success? Like when you wake up in the morning, like, is it depending on how many people are actually consuming the content, appreciating the content, or it's the fact that you are doing what you love?
Yeah, it's a mixture of both, but mostly more than anything is just the fact that I try every day. That's what makes me successful is that I try to do something better every day with whether that's with my personal health, my career stuff, everything. As long as you're trying to do something better each day and you're working on it, that's what success is to me because yeah, that's the process. That's the most fun part is the process of getting to those milestones. Like it's not the milestone that makes you successful. It's the whole
The
journey
process.
that makes you successful, right?
Mm.
It's like for a good example, my brother always tells me is like, um, like it's like for example, like Drake, he's one of the biggest artists in the world right now, and he's been the biggest for like 10, 12 years. And he's a good example of like consistently being at the top of his game because he keeps putting out new shit, he keeps trying. And but my point here is like if Drake stopped at like his album was the name of an album. I think it was Views or some shit. The album that he dropped was called Views or Nothing Was the Same. And they were bangers. Like they were one of the sickest albums, whatever. But that was like 2016, 2014. Like if he stopped there, like you think he was gonna stop? No, like he kept going, dropped two more albums after that, and it was even better, right? So it's like he could have stopped at that peak, right? But then he kept going because why? Because he loves doing what he's doing, and he just wants to do more. So that's the whole point. Is like there's no one way, there's no one moment where it's like, oh, you made it,
Yeah.
right? And you gotta stop. It's
Yeah.
like no, just keep going.
The people or who create impact are the people who do a lot of different things, not just like one. They find different aspects of inside within their art, within what they love, and then they try it
Yeah,
out a lot. Just like
yeah.
you said, he keeps trying, he keeps reinventing. Uh,
Yeah, exactly. Reinventing. That's it. That's a good word. 100%.
Nima, I think 2 days back there was one of Gary Vee's video in TikTok where he was saying something, and one of the comment was that these days Gary Vee is starting to sound like one of his
Yeah,
imitators,
yeah.
and
I got
I immediately thought
yeah,
about you.
a lot of people tagged me in that one. Yeah. Everyone's like, "Yo, Gary V is just impersonating the guys impersonating him."
I feel like when you are that good at doing that, it needs to come from a place of that love.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
need to really love that
You know them.
personality
You
and
need to know
everything.
them. Yeah.
Only then you can do such good justice, actually.
100%. And that's all I want to do. I never want to like put anyone down, even with my accents. Like I don't know if you've seen the accent videos, right?
Yeah.
It's like I just genuinely love doing that. And Russell Peters is a big inspiration for me too. Like in the comedy world, this is the one who
Mm-hmm.
started like kind of paved the way for accents and stand up. So I'm also very good at doing accents. So I was like, I'm gonna showcase that talent and also represent the people I'm making fun of and like making jokes about in my videos and stand up. So I truly love it. Truly love it.
These characters, Luca, Marino,
Yeah, look how
Shane, and are these okay? Maybe I'm wrong, but are they imaginary?
Yeah, they're made up. They're made up. They're original characters I just like came up with naturally just throughout the years of my experience of meeting certain people like that. I just created my own name for them. That's it.
Ah, right. And where do you
Yeah.
get that inspiration? Is it from you just start plucking things from the people you communicate with and things like that?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, yeah. I'm an extension of the people around, right? Like throughout my whole life. Those are the people that you see on my videos. I at some point in my life I grew up around those types of people. I listened to them. I was friends with them, or I talked to them. I joked around, right? So I know those people that I'm making fun of because otherwise I wouldn't just make it up, right? It's like I actually have experienced, these people talking and like how they act and
Just one thing now for anybody like who now you were speaking about your journey in the last, how it all started for you and how you believed in yourself so much, and then you just kept putting out content after content and everything. Now for anybody starting out, if you could tell us like, hey, avoid these things, like these are some mistakes you might probably do, just don't do them, and some things that you would suggest that we do just as content creators, as creatives of any field who are starting out.
like you just have to start somewhere. You gotta start with shit more than anything. Do what you know the most. start with that, and then you can expand into like other things you like. But like start with the main thing that you know and that you love to do, or I don't know, like some people like sewing or like skipping rope. I don't know, start with that, right? It's like do whatever you like that interests you the most, post about that, find your way, find your voice, and just stay consistent. And more than anything, consistency is the key. Like even if you post once a week, just post at exact same time once a week. Or if you're posting 3 times a week, post exactly 3 times a week. If you're doing every day, obviously every day. But just and in my opinion, post as much as you can, as much as possible. Because once again, it's a Gary Vee thing. He talks about, you quality isn't up to you, it's up to the market. It's up to the audience to decide how good the quality of your content is. But what you can decide is the quantity, right? You have control of the quantity. So do that. Do what you can control. More than anything, you do what you can control, and that's quantity. So just put out as much shit as possible. And you have to realize, like, most of it probably will be bad at first, or it's gonna be not as great as you think it will be, or it can be. But that's natural. And like you like the only way to learn and get better and grow is if you do the first the first part.
Mm,
So that's my main, I guess,
mm.
advice or message to early creators. There's always gonna be ups and downs, and these are the parts of the process where you have to keep going forward and push through it because, a lot of people would probably give up at this point or, like, they'd be, like, very discouraged and, like, they would, slack on their content or whatever, and, like, I can't afford to do that, so I'm just gonna keep going hard, and, eventually, it'll work out in my favor. I always tell myself, "Whatever, man, it's gonna fucking one day work in my favor." Like, I always tell myself that, like, even though nothing happens, like, I always tell myself, like, "One day I'll be rewarded for my effort. One day,
You
right?"
are defining patience in a whole new
Literally,
different level.
patience? Yeah, a lot of heart, for sure. Well, also, like, I don't know, like, obviously, like, you're an immigrant, right? Like, you come from an immigrant background, right?
Mhm.
So, like, me too, like, myself as well, like, my parents are from Iran, like, they came here as refugees like 30 years ago. So I understand like the it's like the we have the immigrants. I feel like we have a little bit of more of a backbone to ourselves. Like we have a little more, fight because of like where you came from, right? It's like it's different, like over there, over like in your own home country, right? It's like growing up like that is like it like kind of you get a thick skin, it makes you tougher.
I think there is something that we go through. I mean, obviously, it's something that because obviously, I mean, the situation with your parents was kind of like different because they had to like really, find a living,
Yeah.
trying to move to Canada and find a living and everything. And the way that they like, managed for the last 30 years, you said, to bring up you guys and everything. That's I mean, something. Do you still feel? I mean, from your post and everything, it's very clear you
Yeah.
are still connected to your roots. I mean, you listen to
Yeah.
Persian music and your mom and everything. Yeah, and do you still feel that? That thing that, oh my
Yeah.
god, that's my country. Do you still
Oh,
feel that even after
well,
being a
I was
Canadian
born in
now?
Canada, so
Actually.
it's like I've been Canadian this whole time, but I never forget like where I came from. Like my parents, like I still like speak Farsi at home, like with my parents. Like I understand the language, obviously I speak it, so I like that's why I feel like I have that advantage in my comedies because I have that perspective of like, oh, like there's more to life than just like over here. They're like the whole world is out there, right? It's like there's so
Mm,
many people, different cultures, different backgrounds, like
mm,
different thought processes, right? It's like everyone thinks different. So it's like I always was interested and intrigued by different thinking and different cultures. So especially my own, and that sense of pride, right? When you kind of you put on for your own people. Um, even though I'm Canadian, like I'm still Persian, like my ethnicity, like I'm Iranian, right? It's like at the end of the day, my name is Neema Nazeri, not fucking Steve Johnson, right? So it's different. So I like to kind of play on that pride a little bit, and I never forget where my roots are, obviously, because that's what made me into who I am today, is my roots and my parents, right? So I always think about my family and like what they went through, and one of the reasons why I go so hard and I have this drive in my own career is mostly for me, but also for them to show them that like they made a right decision, like they can I want to make them happy and proud that their son and their sons are making success in a whole different way than they could have back home, right? And so
Yeah,
that's a big
yeah,
part of why I
yeah,
keep going so hard every
yeah.
day and never give up is for them too. So yeah,
Yeah. I actually I did not want to share it in such a way, but I think I should say this now. I watched a couple of your vlogs that you put in YouTube in the last few weeks, actually, and I watched
yeah,
it like randomly, vlog number 2, vlog number 3, and everything. And
yeah.
for
I
some
remember that.
reason, and I don't know how that it just happened. Literally 15 to 20 minutes before this call started, I thought there is vlog number 1, the first daily vlog that you probably ever made 1 year back, 2 years back, 2 years back. I think then I skipped a few parts and then I watched some bit with your brother shaving your father's head. And then the part came with your mom. I know she was speaking to you, but I want to speak on behalf of all the people who watched that video. I think she was speaking for all of us. Literally. And I was just in
Yeah.
tears. It's so hard to say because I'm sure
Oh,
even my parents think the same way about me and everything. But there is
yeah,
something to actually hear that. There's something, intentions are something, but then to actually hear a mom say that to her child, and then there are hundreds of other children, thousands of other children who are also in the same road where they are taking that step, they're realizing, they are getting aware, and then they're
yeah,
trying to do, and then it felt like she was just facing all of us. And by the time it was over, like I was just like in tears, really. And it's
yeah.
such an emotional thing. Like how beautifully she put it.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
No, yeah. Yeah, that I'm trying not to cry thinking about it now, like, because it's like that made me so emotional in the moment, obviously, as you saw. Uh, every time I watch it again, like, I obviously I tear up as well because it's so genuine and deep inside of her heart, and, like, you feel it through the screen, like you said, right? So and many other people I remember when I posted that on my Instagram, like, after the vlog, I got, like, hundreds of messages and comments of other people saying, "Oh my god." Bawled my eyes out. I was crying with you. Like, everyone else was crying too because it's, like, genuine shit. Like you said, yeah, message for everyone, like you said. So, yeah, I'm very grateful, obviously, to have someone like that and, my dad too. He's not as emotional as my mom, but, it's a good dynamic.
Yeah, I mean, it's beautiful thing with your mom actually, and I'm sure she's like day by day getting more and more proud of you.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, she loves being in the videos too. She has fun, so,
Yeah.
you know,
And Nima,
yeah.
like what, like with apart from the things that's going on right now, you are trying to reinvent some things, trying to do new things and stuff like this. So, like, what's there down the line? Where do you like? Where maybe this is a stupid question, but what do you think is going to happen 3 years down the line, 5 years down the line, or not counting the years, but where do you want to see yourself really?
Yeah, well, we just wanna keep building every day and getting bigger and bigger, our brand. Where I wanna just my main focus and my main goal is to be able to build an audience so big that I can tour the world doing stand-up and sell out stadiums all over
Mm,
the world. My main
yeah.
goal here. And also on top of that, I wanna make my own movies. I wanna be a big movie star one day. I wanna be like Kevin Hart in a way. Like, I wanna do it all, right? So, do it all. Like, I'll do like yeah. Just want I wanna be I just wanna do shit I love with the people around me that I love, with my friends, or do fun stuff, right? So, that's the whole goal, and I just wanna I always I just wanna be comfortable doing things I love, at a high level and not have to worry about, like, the money, the financial part of it. Um, yeah, that's all it is. Like, I don't care about buying dumb shit like a lot of people these famous people do, like, buy all these cars and watches and whatnot. Like, I wear the same fucking 2 shirts, all year. So it's like, I'm gonna stay that way, I'm sure, right? So
Yeah,
it's like,
like you said, I think in one of other podcast where you said you're dating your purpose.
literally, yeah, I'm in love with my purpose. That's it. Yeah. So true though, and that's why it's very hard to like develop. There's a lot of sacrifice that has to be made, and a lot of sacrifices I did make early on, like with relationships with other people. Right? It's like if I want to have a girlfriend one day, it's like I don't know, like it's gonna be really tough because I love myself and my career more than anything else, or my family. And the right person has to come along. Like they have to be 100% on board with how my lifestyle is. It can't be the other way around, right? Because not everyone is in my position to become like a famous or big like person in society one day. Kevin Hart. Like it's rare to be Kevin Hart, right? It's rare. So it's like if you want to be my partner, like then like they have to understand
Match the
exactly.
energy.
They have to match that energy. They gotta know, like, I'm not gonna be around as much as you want me to, or like, it's like we can't like go out and have vacations every other month, right? It's like I love what I'm doing so much. I feel like my whole life a vacation. So it's like I never want to take that much time off of my work in my life. And so that other person has to be okay with that. And but that's the nature, man. That's the territory that this comes in, right? It's like some things you just gotta sacrifice in order to be that great. And I'm willing to do it. So
I actually promised your brother I will not take more than 40 minutes or something like that. So,
it's cool, man. It's all good. I enjoy talking.
all right. Thanks a lot, Nima. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for the time. And thanks a lot to Omar. Thanks a lot for your mother for that pep talk before I joined the call from your vlog and everything. Thank you so
Yeah, no,
much.
it's my
And
pleasure. I appreciate you saying all these nice words. Honestly, I appreciate it. Just do your thing. Just keep pumping it out. Just do what you love and be happy. That's all it is.
thank you so much for listening. When I wanted to start EP, Nima was one of the first 2 or 3 people I contacted, and I'm so grateful I got to talk to him. And he was the first guest, so this one's always going to be special. Go check out his work. All the links are in the description. And of course, subscribe to EP, subscribe to Nima's work, like, comment, share, follow, and all that stuff to support this podcast. We will speak soon in the next episode.